Bowel cancer screening aims to detect bowel cancer at the earliest possible stages. It can also find polyps which can be non-cancerous but can further develop into cancer. Now, unfortunately in Wales, only 58% of people participate in this process, which is worrying because so many people are losing their lives when there's an opportunity to prevent this. We need to ensure that people in Wales are identifying this cancer at the earliest possible stage, and in order to do that, we need to raise the awareness of this. So the screening test looks for any hidden blood within the poo. Now, although this can be a sign of bowel cancer, there's also other reasons for this, such as hemorrhoids or small tears in the bowel.
So there are over 2,200 new cases of bowel cancer diagnosed in Wales each year. It's the fourth biggest cancer, but actually the second biggest killer. And one of the key bits in terms of treating bowel cancer effectively is to find it early, so that we can offer the best treatments and best possible outcome. That's really where the screening programme comes in. So our goal is to reduce mortality from bowel cancer in the eligible population, and we send a free home testing kit to people aged between 60 and 74 every 2 years. The test is quite simple to undertake. It will arrive by post. You need to use the test kit to dip it into a sample of your poo and then send it back to us here at the laboratory in Llantrisant. When that kit gets back to us, we test, and we're looking for tiny traces of blood in the samples. So blood in the poo doesn't necessarily mean that you'll have bowel cancer. It could be a range of other bowel conditions, such as piles, hemorrhoids, for example. But we do know that finding blood in poo can be one of the signs of early bowel cancer. For 98% of people, they'll receive a normal result, which means that no further action is required at this time. But for 2%, we'll invite those people to come forward for further investigations with us. So we usually offer an appointment with a screening nurse, and the screening nurse will talk a little bit about the positive result that the person's had, but we'll also start to assess their fitness and suitability for undergoing a colonoscopy. So a colonoscopy is a very small, thin camera in a tube, which is inserted through the anus, and basically it's exploring to have a little look around the large bowel. And the colonoscopy really is trying to find and diagnose cancers, and of course we're looking for them at the very earliest stages, but it's also a preventative measure. The colonoscope has specialist equipment in it which can be used to remove polyps, and we know that with time some polyps will develop into cancers, so it's also a preventative as well as a diagnostic service.
In order to raise awareness and the importance of bowel screening, I'd like you now to create an informative leaflet explaining the importance of screening for bowel cancer. Now, within this leaflet, I would like you to include the current statistics in Wales. Now, there will be iPads available for you to do this research. You could also then use the Bowel Cancer UK website to look for any information of the signs and symptoms, and use any information that you've learned from today's lesson to include in your leaflet. Now, we need to make sure that you use a variety of colours, bold statements and titles to ensure that we're attracting our audience.